Welcome to Imperfectly Well on Cosmic TV. I am going to share this sucker out and welcome you guys in just a moment. If you have not been to Cosmic TV before, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. Cosmic TV is like a spiritual and metaphysical Netflix. You're going to find other shows like this. You're going to find films from conscious filmmakers and courses as well. So anything you would need for your spiritual and metaphysical journey. My name is Laura Mazzotta, and I am a spiritual empowerment coach in addition to being a therapist of 20 years. And it's absolutely my mission to help people ditch their doubt, their indecision, especially spiritual entrepreneurs, because they're the ones that then create even more of a ripple effect in this world. So we reach more and more people with this guidance and healing and deep, deep wisdom. So I love helping people do that through empowerment and through fun. So say hello if you're jumping on. I'm just going to share this out because my team is not available today, and I want more and more people to have access to this information. All right, cool beans. So I just shared it out a little bit, and if you want to share it out, go for it. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you, honey bunches. Happy Friday. I hope you're feeling well and fabulous. So today we're talking about past lives. I would love to know in the comments if you believe in past lives or no. Some people don't believe in them. Some people do. And the best book that I would recommend for past lives is called Many Lives, Many Masters. I'm going to type it in for you. Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. Has anybody read that book? So he is a psychiatrist, actually, and he worked for decades. What's up, Katie White? Why do I always call you Katie White, by the way, instead of just Katie? Does that annoy you? Because I always do that. Yeah. No, I believe in them too. And it's funny. I love this story because Brian Weiss, so he's been a psychiatrist, his whole life. And he was working with clients. And this one client came in, and every time he would take her into hypnosis, so hypnosis was one of the tools that he used. And every time he would take her into hypnosis, she would go into a past life. And she would bring all of this detailed information, evidence and data that confirms that she existed in another time. And the first time that she did it, he was kind of like, but then every time he would take her into hypnosis, she kept coming up with, okay, good. I'm so glad, Katie. I almost said that on the mastermind call today. And then I was just like, oh, whatever. Yeah, it's so cool because he had this woman who just kept bringing forward all of these different lives that she lived and had so much accurate historical data. There was absolutely no way that she was not going back to a past life. Like, he's like, I can't deny this. And so she made a believer out of him, and he shifted his entire practice and now teaches and trains people in past life regression everywhere. There's one of his on YouTube that you can follow that's free, but man, it's so cool. I love that he was so open to being able to receive that experience and be able to think outside the box as a psychiatrist, because that's one of the things that I obviously advocate for, is really being able to approach mental health from a holistic perspective, right? And so I love that he was able to be open enough to receive that and shift things in his practice to be able to serve people at a deeper level, because I truly do believe that past life work is the deepest level of energy work that we can do. And it's often going to present in your life as patterns that keep repeating, that no matter how much you try, no matter how much therapy you do, no matter how much healing you do, no matter how much awareness you have, it just keeps presenting. And typically that means that it's either housed in your ancestry or in a past life, but more often it's a past life, because again, that's the deepest form of healing we can go to, that we go all the way back to the origin point of whatever this is, whether it's a belief, whether it's a physical symptom, or whatever pattern's presenting for you. We're going all the way back to the core and the origin point of this, so that we can heal it at the time and we can understand the context in which it arose. Especially if we're talking about a belief system, a lot of the times the information that comes forward from the past life work helps us understand Oh, that's why I had that belief. And then you're forgiving of holding it. In addition to understanding, it makes a lot of sense why I would adopt this belief based on this experience. And so you're less likely to judge yourself. You're less likely to blame yourself. And you understand the trajectory of how things unfolded from the time that this first sparked in a past life through previous lifetimes, this lifetime, and maybe even the people that have been around you as part of the journey. So past lives are fascinating. And I think that unfortunately, a lot of people just view them as intriguing. Like, oh, this is interesting, right? And they don't necessarily realize the healing power that exists within understanding our past lives. Because whether you believe in them or not, the information that comes forward from past life work is highly valuable and effective in shifting whatever it is you want to heal. So you don't have to believe in a past life for the past life work to be effective. Because when you are doing past life work, and we're going to do a little bit of it here in a minute, but when you're doing past life work, you are using your imagination. You're using your imagination to explore either a visual of what's gone on in the past, or almost feeling like you're reliving it sometimes. And anytime we use our imagination, we're expanding our intuition, and we are getting to know ourselves at a level that is not held back by all of our rules and conditioning and how we're supposed to show up. We're just letting our imagination go. We're letting whatever comes forward come forward. And just in that process, we're actually taking ourselves through a healing visualization, right? To be able to shift energy. So whether you believe it or not, you're going to get the impact from participating in past life work. I have allergies this year that are just kicking my butt. Okay. It's such a strong allergy year this year. So Nura says it's vital, it exists, it's a phenomenal tool of self-understanding. Yeah, you know what? I love that with the way you put that too, Nura. It's true. It really brings us to deep self-understanding and understanding all the different layers of ourselves that have existed, right? Like the different iterations of ourselves that our soul has been through. And we can extract lessons that we may have learned then, but that we need to integrate now, right? It's possible that we learned a lesson lifetimes ago, but we weren't ready to integrate that or do something with it until this lifetime. And now this is the lifetime that we're meant to really bring this forward into the 3D and make shifts and changes that are tangible, okay? Because it can take time for the human to adjust to all of these shifts in our energy, and sometimes it can take lifetimes depending on how deep it is. So one of the things I don't want you to get caught in too is feeling like every time you run into a pattern that you can't resolve, oh, it's definitely past lives. I see this all the time, especially with healers, that they're just like, oh, that's probably rooted in a past life. Because it's almost like when you go to the doctor and you clearly have an infection or something going on with you, and they're like, I think it's just anxiety. Let me give you some Xanax, right? Like, it's like the bucket that doctors throw diagnoses or what's going on with you into when they don't know what's wrong with you. They're like, oh, I think it's anxiety or stress. And sometimes it is. And of course, that anxiety and stress is extremely powerful and impacts our physical and our mental health. Don't get me wrong. However, it becomes like this catch-all. And that's kind of what past lives are in the spiritual world. It's like, oh, okay, well, I can't really figure out what is going on, and I don't really know what to bring forward to help you heal. So let's just say it's a past life. And I just want to caution you on that, because it's a form of spiritual bypassing that really commonly gets used. And some people just default to it's a past life thing. So just be cautious of that as we move forward here today. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to guide you through just a tiny little sample, okay? Just a tiny little sample to let you dip your toe into the past life stuff a little bit. This is going to be one that I'm kind of guiding you, but you're bringing the information through. And then after that, that feels like grace, like an opportunity to me. If it's past life, it feels like a bigger opening. Beautiful. Love that. It is a bigger opening. It's a bigger opening into a deeper self-understanding. And there's some times that we're not up for that, right? And so we want to keep our fields open to surrendering to whatever needs to come forward, and that it's not going to be anything that we can't handle at the time, right? Because I think that some people are afraid of going into past lives too, because it's like, oh, what am I going to uncover? And what's the nasty stuff that unfolded in the past that I don't necessarily want to know about, right? But you can set intentions too to just kind of extract the lesson and not necessarily the full-blown memory and experience that goes along with that, okay? Because we don't want to re-traumatize ourselves, my friends. Okay, so I'm going to take you into a brief little sample here, little taste. We, on the Embrace Retreat, which is a week from today, the Embrace Retreat is a week from today. I'm so excited. You can come in person or you can join virtually. We're going to be streaming live virtually from location in the Berkshires, Massachusetts. Being in the mountains is where I am closest to God, and we're going to be taking people on a journey of the soul, baby. We're going to start with ancestral healing, and then we're going to move into past life regression. We're going to move through soul retrieval, womb healing, earth mandalas and Mother Earth healing, really receiving healing from Mother Earth and nature therapy. And we are going to be taking you continually. Basically, it's orchestrated so that you're being taken on this soul journey step by step so that you really feel held and supported and rejuvenated. And there's a lot of space in between so that you can really integrate and just release and feel that freedom and that spaciousness. And I can't wait. Okay, so I didn't mean to go into that right now, but I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. So anyway, I wanted to give you guys a little flavor just in case you were interested in joining us for virtually or in person for the Embrace Retreat, because that's a week away and I'm so excited. So what I want you to do right now is get cozy. Close your eyes, get into a space where you can be super comfy, put your feet on the floor so you're nice and grounded, and take a nice deep breath in. Allow yourself to deeply relax. Open your heart space by breathing in and out of your heart space. Releasing anything that no longer serves you into Mother Earth. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply at a pace that's comfortable for you. Allowing yourself to be held by the space in which you're sitting. Allow your shoulders to fall back and down, your tongue to hang loosely in your mouth, your jaw to release. And on your next breath in, I want you to imagine that there is a wave of energy that's relaxing you from your head all the way to the tips of your toes. And just continue to breathe in this fashion, like your breath is a wave from your toes up to the top of your head on your inhale. And a nice relaxing deepening with your out breath from your head to the tips of your toes. Allow your palms to face the sky. Focus on the underside of your eyelids, identifying whether you feel or see darkness, white snow, flashes of light, imagery, different colors. And then just release your focus and allow your eyelids to relax, feeling heavier and heavier as you relax deeper and deeper. Allowing your legs to feel like heavy lead pipes sinking into the space beneath you. Allowing your arms to feel heavier and heavier. Releasing your neck. And allowing one more wave of deep relaxation to flow through you with your breath. Bringing yourself to the deepest state of calm that you've been in for a very long time. Pulling up the Mother Earth energy with your next breath, allowing that to ground you and hold you, while being infused with unconditional love. Remembering that you are on this planet for a reason, that your soul has chosen to incarnate at this time for a reason. And I want you to set the intention for knowing, what is the reason that my soul came into this lifetime? What are the lessons that I am meant to extract? And we're going to place that intention in our heart space in the form of an illuminated seed. And as we breathe, this seed continues to grow, almost like it's a balloon expanding within us. As it continues to expand, our physical body becomes lighter, and we rise up into the sky. We can go as high as we desire, resting in the clouds, or just hovering fairly closely to the surface of the earth. Wherever you're comfortable, allow yourself to float, feeling light and free. And noticing on earth whether it's daytime or nighttime. If it's daytime, I want you to turn it to night. And if it's nighttime, I want you to turn it to day. And notice what you see that's different when you change the lighting. And now turn it back one more time to either day or night where you originally began. Knowing that you are the one who is turning on and turning off the lights. Allow yourself to sink even deeper into a state of relaxation. As you float above the location that holds the answers to your intention. And on the count of 3, you're going to slowly travel down to the earth, allowing your feet to be planted on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Place your feet on the ground and look down at your feet and just allow yourself to start describing what you see. Are you female? Are you male? What is the color of your skin? Can you tell what decade of your life you're in by looking at your feet? Allow yourself to notice what's on the ground beneath your toes. And then scan up your legs, identifying what you're wearing. Moving up to your head and your arms and your chest. Identifying the color of your hair, how long it is, whether you're wearing glasses or have facial hair. Getting an idea of if you have a name. Maybe even how old you are. And I want you to look around you, taking in your environment. What is present in your surroundings? Are there people there? Are there trees, water? What's going on around you? And just feel into how happy you feel at this point in your life. How satisfied are you with fulfilling your soul's desires? And we bring forward that intention and we ask this previous version of ourselves to guide us to a location or a scene that will provide an answer to the intention that we set at the beginning of this experience. What are those lessons that we're meant to extract from our current lifetime? What is our soul here to do in this lifetime? Just allow this previous version of yourself to take you to an unfolding scene that provides the answer. Just take a few breaths here and allow it to unfold before you. And just noticing what players are involved, the location you might be in. And then look around you and identify if there is an object or a symbol that you can grab and capture to bring back with you from this experience, so you have a tangible reminder of these vital lessons and this vital wisdom. And allow yourself to feel into whether you have permission to take this item with you. And then engage in an exchange with the previous version of yourself. What is it that this version of you desires to share before you go? What is it that this previous version of you needs from you, if anything? And how can you honor and revere one another in your path forward? Allow yourself to take these lessons and possibly this object and these words that you're exchanging, placing them into your heart space by putting your hands on your heart, and allowing yourself to lift your chin, take a deep breath in, feeling into that lightness of being once again, and allowing yourself to rise back up into the sky at whatever height you're comfortable. Floating back to when you're just above the space in which you're sitting. Allowing yourself to slowly move back down into your physical body, feeling your feet on the ground, feeling the chair beneath you, feeling your hands on your heart space, taking a deep breath in, and with your release, opening your eyes. All right, friends, how are you feeling? What was that like for you? What information came forward? Because I am here to assist you with clarifying the messages that are coming forward around this for you. And it's important to note that since past life work is the deepest work, it's helpful to just dip our toes in here and there. Because, you know, I've done very extensive past life regressions with people where there's multiple stages of your life, and oh my goodness, like we get so much deep work done. But I actually find that past life work is more effective when we do a little bit at a time, because it can take anywhere from weeks to months to integrate what's coming forward, because the past life work it incorporates the deepest energetic building blocks of our being. And we're rearranging the deepest building blocks of our being when we are sending healing and shifting the narrative, going back into past lives. So it can feel uncomfortable when we're adjusting to that, and it can feel a little overwhelming. And so when we're integrating, we want to be conscious of what we're bringing through so that we can integrate with greater ease into our human. Katie, I heard I'm here to heal the world. I saw moccasins on cobblestone, feathers white and brown, sitting under a willow tree. Ooh, I love that. On a mountaintop. That gives me chills. That's beautiful. It's also one of the things that this brings forward, which is very important to focus on, is how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel to be that version of you? Because obviously, when we're working with the universe, it's not communicating with us in human language all the time. In fact, most of the time it's not. It's communicating through vibration and through frequency. So it can be very helpful to identify, what does it feel like to be connected to this previous version of me? Because we are remembering, our nervous systems and our energy field are harnessing and encoding the vibration of this experience. Okay? So we don't, this is why some people think, oh, it's just intriguing to go into past lives. Like, we're just gathering information, right? Gathering data. And we want to be cautious not to just do this work because we are curious to satisfy our ego, right? And to get answers. It's very deep energetic work, and we may not always have the conscious results of what it is we're doing. So we want to be careful not to be attached to the outcome, and appreciate that the experience itself is bringing forward vibrational change. So Katie says, intimate but at peace, like a knowing. That's exactly what I felt from it. 100%. Gives me so many chills. And that you get to embody that, right? You get to return to that visual. You get to return to that vibration. And remember that that is closer to the origin of what you embody than maybe what you do when you're running through your daily life as a human, right? Sherry says, I landed barefoot on the dirt, dressed in a homemade cotton dress with messy hair, about 10 years. She took me to a cornfield where my family was picking corn. She was poor. Her name was JoJo. She told me I was capable of more. She was so sweet. You got so much, Sherry. I love that, honey. I felt totally comfortable. See? Oh, that's brilliant. And guys, that's what you're meant for, right? Is the vibration that they're bringing forward for you. That is what you're meant to be embodying right now. So when you set that intention, what we're doing is we're really setting a vibrational intention. And so you know that you are meant to embody intimacy and peace, Katie. And Sherry, you are meant to embody comfort and to feel comfortable in your own skin. So we can get so caught up in, all right, what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be moving forward? What is the next step I'm supposed to take? And really, past life work is more about embodying the core of who you are and bringing forward this vibration into who you, into what you're continuing to allow to unfold, right? So that you are more of an embodiment of your divinity, which is brilliant. Nura, I saw similar as Katie, male body, white shroud, heal and serve. Beautiful. So obviously past life work can get much deeper than this, right? This is just kind of like a meeting point saying, hey, hi, I'm checking in, dipping my toe in, starting to gather some information. You can go as deeply as you desire in this. You can one of the things that I take clients through, and we're going to be going a lot deeper in the retreat on this, but going to different phases of your past life. Like Sherry said that hers was 10 years. So it's like, okay, let's then fast forward to when you were 20, to when you were 30, to when you were 40 in that lifetime. And allow yourself to, it's almost like you're creating a timeline, right? Timeline treatment, timeline therapy, timeline healing is so impactful and so illuminating. And you can do this with your past lives. So it's really cool to be able to gather data or vibrational data from different points in this past life so that you're understanding the unfolding within that lifetime. Like, how did they get to peace? How did this person get to comfort? Right? And so you're drawing this vibration from this version of you. Okay? But you're also offering a vibrational impact to this previous version of you, which means that we have the ability to heal and resolve what's gone on in our past lives, even if it's deep trauma. Okay? So fascinating that we have the ability, especially if you are Reiki 2 attuned or any of my Akashic healers that are Akashic attuned, you can send energy back to previous lifetimes, to your ancestry, to generations back. It's not like the butterfly effect where you're going to then change things and then everything's going to change going forward, right? What it does is it brings that peace and that clarity and clears the path for your lineage, either your soul's lineage or your ancestral lineage, which heals those who came before you in addition to you now, in addition to those who come after you. So it's a really beautiful process and highly impactful as you really just give it space to integrate. Every time I do past life work, I follow it from beginning to end and really follow that life all the way through so I can extract everything that I can. He asked for healing back. I love that, Katie, so much. I love that so much. And they desire that and they request that. They love the mutual exchange. I just wrote a chapter in the Ancestors Within that's going to be published soon. And it was talking all about that, like cultivating our relationships with our ancestors. And how do we do that and realize that it's a mutual exchange? It's not just for us to go into the past life and just take, to go into the ancestry and just take information or healing or whatever. We are meant to be doing this collaboratively, and we really want to bring that vibe to this work. Okay. So I pinned the link for the Embrace Retreat. I highly encourage you to check it out. Even if you can't come in person because it's a week away, join us with virtual tickets. We're going to guide you deeply through all of this, intimately through all of this at much greater depth than we did here today. But it's also going to be very specific to you and what the patterns that come up in your life and what you're meant for and what you're meant to extract, and really assisting you with clarifying this messaging so that your path forward is truly very mission oriented and honestly very easy, very clear to you, very confident. That's what this kind of deep healing does for us. So thank you for joining me for this little taste of past life work. I now have an ear of corn. I know, right? And every time you eat corn now, Sherry, you're going to have a different association with it for sure. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, I love having something tangible to be able to bring back with us. That was something that honestly just came forward in the records as I was leading past life regressions, and I have merged. The way that I do past life regressions is kind of a merging of Brian Weiss's and Bobby Baranowski's and just what I've downloaded naturally from the Akashic Records that's come in, and I've kind of put it all together into something that I feel is most potent, because I've done a lot of different types of past life regressions and none of them felt complete to me. None of them felt complete. And so I just kind of allowed the Akash to guide me in really bringing it full circle to feel really comprehensive. And I'm just really, I love being able to guide people through this because it brings that self-understanding that Nura was talking about, those aha moments and those, oh my gosh, I finally understand who I am. I mean, there's a lot of those deep moments that can come forward from these experiences. So I encourage you to join us virtually or in person at the retreat. It's a beautiful gift to yourself. and you're going to develop relationships with spirit and with yourself that are going to follow you for years to come. So join us, reach out if you have questions, any questions at all. I'm happy to answer them. I love you guys, and I will not see you next week for Cosmic because I'm going to be on my retreat. So I will see you in 2 weeks at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time here on Cosmic TV. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you so soon. Bye.